And I'll now hand you over to Frank McGrogan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Frank McGrogan. I'm the project manager with Seal West, employed by Donegal County Council, and I'm delighted to be invited here this morning to give you some background to the Seal West project and our new consumer brand, Malin Waters. So I'll just start off by giving you a bit of background about Seal West itself. It's a marine tourism project. It encompasses basically from Sligo along the coastline, Donegal down to Carrickfergus, and from Stranraer the whole way up to Fort William, as you can hopefully see in that boxed off area. There's 20 project partners involved in the Seal West project from Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland and Scotland, mostly local authority partners, but with some of the other agencies. And we've tried to make this project as an enabler for the whole marine tourism sector in the region. The total cost of the project is coming in at about €8 million presently. And out of that, we've been able to secure a funding package between the 20 partners for about 7 million of that. So the extra 1 million is coming in from its surplus cash from the project partners. In terms of that 8 million, there's a range of activity that it's supporting. We have capital schemes that I'll touch on. There's about 10 of those across the region. There's 5 feasibility studies, which I'll touch on as well. And we have a marketing budget of €750,000, which will be fairly much focused on Malin Waters and a range of activities in promoting the new brand. The project itself is funded by Europe. It's through the Interreg cross-border programme, Interreg 4A, and it's managed by the Special EU Programmes Body. I'm sure some of you are aware of that. In terms of the partners, I'll just quickly touch on who the partners are. We have 3 in the south of Ireland. Obviously, Donegal County Council is the lead partner. It's shouldering all the responsibility for all the administration of the project, and there's quite a lot of administration with a European funded project. Our other partners are Sligo County Council and the Border Regional Authority. We have 6 partners in Northern Ireland, and those are effectively the councils stretching from Derry, Novemeber right down to Carrickfergus. We have the Lochs Agency based here in the Foyle, and who also cover Carlingford. And then the other half of our partners are from Scotland, just again ranging from the whole coastline from Dumfries and Galloway at Stranraer up to the Highland Council, Argyll and Bute, all the Ayrshire councils. Likewise, we have other Scottish partners involved in British Waterways Scotland, Highlands and Islands, and Scottish Enterprise, and notably Visit Scotland, who are a key partner in terms of delivery. The other Scottish partner is Irvine Bay Urban Regeneration Company, and they have massive plans down there in Irvine Bay just for the whole capacity of sailing. The range of projects that we have, there's about over £5 million, 5.6 million euros being invested in infrastructure across the region as part of Seal West. We're not actually a grant-given organisation or a grant. We collectively, the 20 partners, applied for this funding back in 2007, 2008. So we've come up with this package of schemes that we're actually currently implementing. And those schemes are going to be implemented over the course of the next 2 years, which really ties in with the framework of the 2012-2013 time period that we're focusing on today. But just to highlight a couple of the schemes, you can see that we have one scheme in Donegal up at Bunagee, just up at Inishowen Head, which is going to be a boat station. And the key aim for that is that if we look at the sort of geographic context of this scheme, the whole west coast of Scotland, sailing is massive in the west of Scotland. For those of you that have any knowledge of sailing, there's about 16,000 berths in the west of Scotland alone, and they reckon that the industry, sailing and all things related to restaurants and all the equipment and hire and things, is worth about 200 million a year to the Scottish economy. So it's massive, and you can see from the map graphic, it's just right in our doorstep. But in terms of Ireland, I mean, we have one marina in Donegal presently that is a fantastic facility down in Fawn, down in Lough Swilly. And there's talk about, we have Sligo, we have Mullaghmore, we have potential in Killybegs and Burtonport and those places. But for us to actually get the boat traffic coming from Scotland around that coast, it's important that we do something in Malin Head, just because you need in terms of sailing, you need a safe haven or a marina every couple of hours sailing, just in case the waters or the winds the conditions change. It's always good to have that necklace of infrastructure. So what we're doing is, say, we're building a boat station. It's a safe haven up in Bunagee, up at Kildare, that will allow for that traffic to go around Malin Head. Number two is we're working with Derry City Council. They're doing an access study here in the Foyle, just about access for all things marine, be it for competition, sailing, just general access to the River Foyle and its environment. A very important scheme that we're working on is in Portrush. Presently there's a harbour there, but there's no marina as such, like Carrickfergus or Bangor have. So we're working with Portrush, Coleraine and Borough Council, really to see what the opportunity is for developing a marina, a permanent marina and pontoons in Portrush, and likewise that will focus as a key part of the regeneration of Portrush, which there's several plans currently afoot for. So that's a very important scheme, and you can see again, given its location on the north coast, that it's a stepping stone from Scotland over to the northwest, to the Foyle and to the wider Donegal environment. The scheme we've just finished in Ballycastle, we have turned the old Rathlin ferry terminal into a modern marina facility. There's an 80-berth facility owned in Ballycastle by Moyle District Council. So we've just finished that. It's just opened in the last, the building's just finished. It should open to the public in the next few weeks. 600,000 invested there. So there's shower facilities, all the sort of modern equipment that a sailor, when they come into Ballycastle at 8 o'clock on a summer's evening, would expect to have. So that's a major milestone again for ourselves. So then the range of investment, there's quite a substantial amount of investment in Scotland, ranging from onshore buildings at Stranraer, there's pontoons up at Mallock. I'm not going to go through each project individually, but there's about 3.5, nearly 4 million being invested in Scotland. The reason for the investment in Scotland is that we want to see Scotland get stronger. Scotland, as I say, the market over there is huge at the moment, and it's in our interest to see that market get stronger and stronger, because what we want to do is to get boat journeys incrementally, year on year, once we start to put that infrastructure into the north coast here in the northwest. Because at the moment we can't really advertise to Scotland per se and say come to the Foyle if there's not the facility. And I know Claire has alluded to the fact that there's a new marina coming in next year, so that's vital for the success of the Sail West project. So that's just a bit of background in terms of the sort of capital schemes and the activity. So our major focus is to make sure that all those schemes complete over the next few years. And there's several 13 capital schemes as outlined. One of the key reasons to be here today was just to update you on the marketing, which is a vital part of this. You just don't go and build all these capital schemes without trying to promote the entire region. And so what we have launched just during the summer of this year is the new Malin Waters brand. And I'm going to take you a few slides on Malin Waters itself. Those couple of slides there is we tapped into Scotland, the tall ships that went from Waterford up to Greenock this year. So we launched the Malin Waters brand aboard one of the tall ships just in Campbelltown. Likewise, we had a launch up in Rathmullen where we had Derek Davis, who was our guest speaker, and he's pictured there with the Mayor of Donegal, Noel McBride. And likewise, as I say, it was an excellent launch in terms of just getting some profile for the new brand. The sort of marketing objectives are manifold in Sail West and Malin Waters. I should really refer to it from here on in. We want to attract new visitors from outside the region, be it boat owners from Liverpool or Manchester or Dublin or wherever, for that matter, Europe and beyond into the region. And likewise, as I've already alluded to, we want to increase the number of journeys within that region. Particularly the flow of marine visitors from Scotland over to Ireland and to the northwest. Likewise, we want local residents to participate in marine activities. There's almost a thought out there that sailing is exclusively for the well-heeled people, but it's not necessarily the case. There's a boat entry can cost as little as $2,500 just to get involved in the sport. So there's those, and likewise there's a whole range of in the northwest here, and links with Donegal and Scotland, and the Derry boat over for the potato gatherers, and Dalriada and Columkill. There's a real history of connectivity between Scotland and Ireland, and that's going to be a major asset for us in the promotion of the Malin Waters brand. The other things is just to create the new brand, which is now Malin Waters, and again I'll refer to that in a moment. We just want to really promote all aspects of the waters and the marine assets and coastlines and all the other major visitor attractions, be it Slieve League in Donegal or the Giant's Causeway when it opens next year. Likewise, it's just getting that information out to the market. Website's going to be a key tool in doing that, and web promotion, and focus some effort on attractions and events. Events are key in terms of bringing people to a specific region at a specific moment in time, and Clipper is a very good example of how we're going to hopefully achieve that. Just quickly on market and just the marketing plan itself. In terms of what we're going to focus on, sailing is our primary market focus for the next 3 years as part of this project. It's going to cover the entire sailing tourism area. But there's also a secondary market, and particularly here in the northwest and Donegal and Limavady and Coleraine, we have a wealth of angling. There's diving, there's kayaking, there's marine wildlife watching, the species of whales, etc. And there's surfing. I mean, we had the European Surf Championships in Bundoran a few weeks ago, which was very, very successful. So for us, because we're not strong in sailing at the moment, and we want to be, that's what we aspire to be over the next few years, we're going to focus on what our key strengths are at the moment in terms of marine leisure. Just the Malin Waters brand, it was inspired, you can, if any of you listen to the shipping forecast, I mean, it is the Malin Sea area, which you referred to as by the Met Office, so that gave us the reference point for the new brand itself. And likewise, as I say, there's a real unique marine diversity in this region pertaining to the Malin Sea area. When we went out to do some market research for the new brand, we employed a research agency, and they went to London and they went to Liverpool and Dublin and some of these other destinations, and the Malin Waters brand really came to the fore in terms of, there was a recognition of that because of the shipping forecast and the sea weather for sea conditions. And likewise, I mean, the Malin Water actually it anchors the whole region as a distinctive region. If we had called the brand Sail West, it could have been Antigua, it could have been Western Mediterranean, so the Malin Waters brand now really does anchor us in this particular region. The logo itself, it was designed by a Belfast-based agency, A.V. Brown. It's just a fairly simple typography that they've used. They've used a degree symbol, which has the nautical references to longitude and latitude. And the colour palette that we're going to use for the Malin Waters brand is very much based on those of the blues associated with the seas and skies of the region. Secondary mapping device is another tool that we're using in terms of the Malin Waters brand, and you probably can't really see that in the map graphic that's produced there, but basically it's a word map of all the sort of cultural references and towns and locations in the region, and it really again anchors the brand. So we have references to Seamus Heaney or to Malin or to Robbie Burns or to the various different ports and facilities and activities that can happen in the region. So it'll work in a number of different marketing materials. Marketing opportunities, which is really what we're talking about today at this event, is what's happening over the next couple of years. I'm going to touch on a number of particular events and activities that we're involved in. Firstly, the Clipper, then other sort of events. There's the boat shows, the website, the new media, knowledge exchange, and then just standard media advertising that we're all pretty familiar with. In terms of Clipper, I know Claire has talked about it comprehensively there, but I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity to profile the new Malin Waters brand to a global audience. So that's where we're very firmly on board with Derry City Council and the partners behind Clipper. There's an opportunity for us to actually participate in a number of the roadshows. The interesting ones for us, I think, are probably the North America, Netherlands, and Southampton. And there's also a call to action in terms of the new brand and the welcome packs and the crew receptions, etc., that Claire's referred to in her previous correspondence. What we will do is achieve a really good strategic fit with the Clipper. there's opportunities in Inishowen and Donegal, as Claire's alluded to, because the race technically finishes at Greencastle, McGilligan, just the entry to Lough Foyle. So there's a lot of excitement in terms of the rollout of Clipper for both the onshore event that takes place next year, and likewise for the whole opportunities in Inishowen and the cross-border opportunities between Derry and Donegal. Strategic events, we're currently working with our partners just to implement a number of other attractions and events that can achieve a good strategic fit for 2012 and 2013. I mean, an example might be in Donegal, we're talking to Inland Fisheries Ireland about having an international fishing competition in Donegal next year. And likewise, we're looking at projects with our Northern Ireland partners as well. So it's activities and events that are of a merit that, they're strategic in terms of their national or international importance. So again, there's a program that we're working with our project partners at the moment. Boat shows are a traditional route to market, and we're working with our colleagues over in Scotland, Sail Scotland, just to the major boat shows, to Southampton, London and Paris, just to profile the new brand and to sell the Malin Waters region. Website, which we hope to have live now in the next few weeks, which is the malinwaters.com. That will basically be one of our key customer interfaces, for want of a better word. And what we want to do is to get, it's not about quantity, it's about quality of information that we want out there. So it's going to be a key tool, as we refer to it, a dominant route to market. And it's going to be really a good opportunity to capture feedback from customers, and likewise we're hoping to work with our partners, be it both public and private sector, in terms of the various different operators, be they diving schools or training centres or whatever, to have all their details represented in that promotion. Social media, something I'm not totally au fait with, but my colleague Leanne, who heads up the marketing, is on to, but it's just the whole sort of the new mediums of YouTube and Twitter, etc. So again, with the launch of the website, we'll be looking at all those opportunities that provided. And again, they're very targeted means of getting to your target audience, more so than the traditional advertising routes. And again, it's just to drive traffic to the malinwaters.com website. Knowledge exchange is where we hope to work fairly closely with all our partners, both public and private, on knowledge exchange and embed best practice. What we want to do is for the partners and right across Northern Ireland and Donegal and Sligo and Scotland is to work together, just to make to gain competitive advantage. It's all about making sure that when visitors do come to this region that they get a really good quality experience. So it's working together mutually. And it's about things like web intelligence. So I mean, it's really just making sure that we are the best that we can be in comparison to other destinations, because it is a competitive market for sailing. Okay, I think this is one of the last slides. Just as the media advertising, this is basically your traditional printed media. But what we've done recently is we're working with the Welcome Anchorages publication and the Sail Scotland publications, which are existing publications, and they're going to extend those titles, or their content to cover Ireland and Northern Ireland. So it basically gets us a ready route to include, those are primarily focused on Scotland. So by the inclusion of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, it's really going to give us fantastic coverage to an established market. And likewise, there'll be other specialised titles, be it Surfing World or Angling World or whatever, that we'll be putting advertorial style features into in the coming weeks and months. And that's just finally the contact details for myself and Leanne. We're based in Lifford in Donegal County Council, and our web, let's say the new website, malinwaters.com, will be available fairly soon. So we welcome any sort of comments or any feedback from all quarters in terms of Sail West, and any opportunities or events. We're here there to listen to all comments. So thank you very much.